to my fourth podcast. After 3 podcasts, I worked my way up to my thoughts on the subject of actual content creation and selling your 3D products. What exactly does it take to become a content developer? I have some opinions and ideas about that. Maybe you're wondering if any formal education is needed to be able to sell 3D content for Poser or Daz Studio. I always seen a formal education in this regard as a pressure cooker or a time machine. You will get a head start when you have a photography or a graphic design degree. And I suppose a programming background can come in handy for code editing or even if you like to make your own scripts or games. Basically, for 4 years, you spend a large amount of your days to gather knowledge and practicing while getting professional guidance and feedback. And with photography and graphic design degrees, the advantages are very apparent. You then have the 2D part already down. And the 2D part is a huge part of doing 3D. You know about composition, color handling, typography, lighting. You have at least using Photoshop in your software skill set, which is invaluable for making promotional images and textures. So you check that box already then. An even bigger advantage, I would assume, is an actual formal 3D education. In my circle, I have only one 3D friend who actually was schooled in 3D. And his models have a topology that make one drool. Such perfect edge looping, all the edges exactly placed where you need them for rigging to get the movement just right. And with that kind of skill, there is no ceiling, I can imagine. However, whether you have an education and have a 2D and or 3D degree or not, you can benefit a lot from self-directed learning. If you use your own motivation and discipline and combined with enthusiasm, you can cultivate the creative talent you are born with, and it can get you a long way even though you aren't formally taught. And knowledge is readily available in abundance, so how you can use specific software and how to learn color theory, composition, typography. It does take time and effort, but I've seen it done. Myself, I studied visual communication and I have a degree in graphic design, publicity and illustration. So for rendering promotional images and publicity like copywriting, concept development and texturing, I heavily leaned on my formal education. However, I didn't have any background in 3D specifically, although there was a very ancient Poser version on the computers in the classroom. And it was that Poser version with the orange and blue light setup. I don't even recall what version that it was. If any of you remember, let me know in the comments. But Poser was on there as a help for drawing and painting poses. But fortunately, we had access to live models. So we had like 4-hour-long classes, and then there came actual nude models as a reference, which, by the way, I really recommend if you can take such classes, because it really helps to get the feeling of real ratios and posing, detail, volumes, to look at negative space and shadows and anatomy. And I remember in my first painting class, there was a beautiful, voluptuous middle-aged lady as our nude model, and it's really fun to chat with the models during break and after classes. And we told her that this was our first time. And I think we gave her quite a scare, but we reassured her we took art very seriously. And now when I'm on this model subject, I might have a tip. Those models walk after classes in the wild, with their clothes on. And when you bump into, let's say, a purely hypothetical situation, a male model in the city, and you don't realize who that is at first, it's not a good idea to say, "Oh, I didn't recognize you with your clothes on." Because then they know for 4 hours long you forgot to look at their face. Anyway, I filed that under things to never say to a nude model. An important aspect of 3D content creation is that it's composed out of two elements. On one side, you have the creative technical part with the modeling and texturing, and on the other side, you have to tackle the technical side of the software content. And if you create for a specific software, you are basically making an add-on to be used in that software, whether it's Poser or Daz Studio. And to make it more complex, an add-on for a specific part of that software, like a figure. Before attempting to create and distribute a product or a freebie for that matter, you need to learn the software inside and out as a user. After that, you can continue to look under the hood of the software, which elements are required and where they need to be positioned. There are a lot of tedious things to do to set up a working product. And all I can tell you here is look how hierarchies work by sorting out existing products, learning by looking and pulling everything apart so you understand what elements are needed. And of course, you can never, ever, ever recycle existing products. Another thing that is invaluable to remember, I did see creators do some creepy things in the past. Not that their skills aren't up to par, not at all, but the subjects that they are chosen to make aren't a wise choice. So please don't apply your skills making an interior product for the store composed out of Billy, Besta, Malum, Skorsta, and Eckert. And the last one and I aren't friends after what it put me through some time ago. And all the rest of the IKEA furniture range. Because I think this stuff is copyrighted. So just don't shoot yourself in the foot by making it part of a commercial product in 3D. I allow at least one upset Swede in the comments who tells me my Swedish pronouncements suck big time. Anyway, the safest route is to think of something new. Make something new. And yes, do find references how stitching or leather look in detailed close-ups. Examine furniture feet and armrests and figure out real-life measurements of objects. And then design, for example, a chair you would want to have in real life. And preferably don't do a one-on-one as a commercial product. You're not a scanner. You want to be a creator. And of course, I've seen fantastic results by others using a 3D scan, but that has nothing to do with creation, obviously. I suggest do not scan actual packaging. And I'm not suggesting you need to decide a new breed of fish or chicken. Although I didn't see any alien food yet, maybe an idea. Basically, what it comes down to is you do you. And there is so much more to say about this wonderful creation subject. But I try to not overload you with my monologues. So that's it for this podcast. I hope you enjoyed the ride. Subscribe if you do not mind, and I talk to you later.